Hello everyone, am I audible? On behalf of Intelletics, I welcome all the 10th standard ICSE students to solve the 6th paper on English literature. Directly we start with section A. Question number 1. Jessica had overheard her father swear to Tubal and cuss that he would rather have Antonio's flesh than dash. A. 10 times the value of the sum. B. 20 times the value of the sum. C. 30 times the value of the sum. D. 40 times the value of the sum. And the correct answer for this question is B. 20 times the value of the sum. Section A, question number 2. Antonio's fervent prayer is dash. A. For Shylock to change his attitude. B. For Shylock to yield to the Christian intercessors. C. For Shylock to hear him speak. D. For Bassanio's arrival to bid him a final farewell. And the correct answer for this question is D. For Bassanio's arrival to bid him a final farewell. Section A, question 3. Bassanio refers to himself as a braggart since dash. A. He had exaggerated his financial position. B. He was better than nothing. C. He had bound his dearest friend to his worst enemy. D. The only wealth he had was his noble blood. And the correct answer for this question is C. Bassanio refers to himself as a braggart since he had bound his dearest friend to his worst enemy. Section A, question 4. Portia sends Balthazar to Palau to Tash. A. Convey her greetings to Dr. Bellario. B. Hire Dr. Bellario's services. C. Recommend Nerissa for the post of clerk. D. Recommend Portia to the Duke of Venice via a letter. And the correct answer for this question is D. Recommend Portia to the Duke of Venice via a letter. Section A, question number 5. The little match girl dared to pull out the first small match from the packet and strike it for warmth when dash. A. Her thin hands were almost numb with cold. B. She was shivering and hungry. C. Her naked feet had become red and blue with cold. D. She felt colder and colder. And the correct answer for this question is A. Her thin hands were almost numb with cold. Section A, question number 6. The central message of Hans Christian Andersen's story, The Little Match Girl, is dash. A. Support all forms of beggary. B. A friend in need is a friend indeed. C. Social equality and ignorance. D. Empathy for the downtrodden. And the correct answer for this question is empathy for the downtrodden. Section A, question number 7. Nora Burke selected the most appropriate title, The Blue Bead, for the story since dash. A. The story revolves around the blue bead. B. The blue bead will become the main pendant of CBS Lal Bij's necklace. C. CBS' dream of obtaining a pendant for her necklace finally materializes. D. Sepia found a sand-worn glass that resembled a blue bead. And the correct answer for this question is C. Sepia's dream of obtaining a pendant for her necklace finally materializes. Section A, question number 8. The poem I Know Why the Cage Bird Sings ends on a note of dash. A. Despair that the bird's cage will become its grave. B. Pessimism that the bird will always remain caged. C. Hope that the caged bird will soon be freed. D. Positivism and a reaffirmation that the caged bird will continue to dream and sing. And the correct answer for this question is D. Positivism and reaffirmation that the caged bird will continue to dream and sing. Section A, question 9. While the Patriot was being welcomed a year ago, the air resounded with dash. A. The noise of the crowd. B. The crowd's cheering and the church bells pealing. C. The crowd's joy and the church bells tolling. D. The repelling racket of the crowd. And the correct answer for this question is B. The crowd's cheering and the church bells pealing. Section 8, question number 10. The best place to view the Patriot's execution would be dash. A. At the Shambles Gate. B. At the scaffold's foot. C. From the rooftops. D. From the church spires. And the correct answer for this question is B. At the scaffold's foot. Section B, question number 1. Read the following extract from The Merchant of Venice, Act 3, and answer the given questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given below. There are 5 sub-questions you need to answer. And the extract is, you that choose not by the view, chance as fair, and choose as true. Since this fortune falls to you, be content and seek no new. I'm sorry. Question number 1. Bassanio's right choice of the casket suggests dash. A. The complete surrender of self as a result of true love. B. That Bassanio was repulsed by gaudy metals. C. That the song clued him into the correct choice of the casket. D. Bassanio's intuitive powers. And the correct answer for this question is A. The complete surrender of self as a result of true love. Section B, question number 12. On selecting the right casket, Bassanio felt like one of the 2 prize fighters. A. Who was still contending for the prize. B. Who was in some doubt about his success. C. Who believed he wasn't successful in winning the prize. D. Who hears the applause and the approval from everyone. And the correct answer for this question is who was in some doubt about his success. Section B, question number 13. Bassanio is soon bereft of all words. Dash. A. When the magnitude of what he has won sinks in. B. On receiving Portia's priceless ring. C. Due to a myriad of feelings he's experiencing. D. On witnessing Portia's utter humility and self-surrender. And the correct answer for this question is D. On witnessing Portia's utter humility and self-surrender. Question number 14. On Bassanio's successful selection of the lead casket, I should read it as, he as well as Portia experience dash. A. Excessive joy. B. Utter disbelief. C. Heart-bursting love. D. Utter confusion. And the correct answer for this question is A. Excessive joy. Question number 15. Bassanio promises Portia that he will dash. A. Never give away the ring. B. Wear the ring daily. C. Take off the ring only when Portia asks him to. D. Only be parted from the ring on his death. And the correct answer for this question is D. Only be parted from the ring on his death. The section B, question number 16. Read the following extract from Act 3 of The Merchant of Venice and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given below. So you have to solve 5 sub-questions. The extract reads, Celano, it is the most impenetrable curve that ever kept with men. Antonio says, let him alone. I shall follow him no more with bootless prayers. He seeks my life. His reason well I know. Question number 16. This scene takes place in dash. A. Antonio's place of custody in Venice. B. A room in Shylock's house in Venice. C. A street in Venice. D. The marketplace in Venice. And the correct answer for this question is C. A street in Venice. Question number 17. Antonio goes on to give this reason for Shylock seeking his life. A. Antonio has often called him a dog. B. Shylock has sworn an oath. C. Antonio has rescued many people who had appealed to him to free them from Shylock's forfeitures. D. Antonio has brought down the interest rate of all money lenders in Venice. And the correct answer for this question is C. Antonio has rescued many people who had appealed to him to free them from Shylock's forfeitures. Question number 18. The word impenetrable in the extract can best be replaced by dash. A. Hard-hearted. B. Venerable. C. Heartbroken. D. Incomprehensible. And the correct answer for this question is A. Hard-hearted. Question number 19. Which of these statements is untrue regarding the Duke's inability to deny the course of law in order to save Antonio? A. It will be an accusation against Venetian justice. B. Due to the privileges enjoyed by the Venetian citizens. C. As the prosperity of Venice depends on international trade. D. Due to the rights enjoyed by the foreigners in Venice. And the correct answer is B. Due to the privileges enjoyed by the Venetian citizens. Question number 20. Identify the prominent figures of speech in Celanio's speech. A. A simile. B. Personification. C. A pun. D. A metaphor. And the correct answer is D. A metaphor. Question number 21, or rather third question. Read the extract from the short story The Little Match Girl and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given. You have 5 sub-questions to answer. And the extract is: she huddled down in a heap in a corner formed by 2 houses, one of which projected further out into the street than the other. Question number 21. Which of these statements is untrue? The little match girl didn't dare go home as dash. A. She hadn't earned a single penny. B. Her father was sure to beat her. C. Her house was as cold as on the street. D. She found a warm corner formed by 2 houses. And the correct answer is D. She found a warm corner formed by 2 houses. Question number 22. The first match the little match girl lit dash. A. Spluttered and went out. B. Emitted a poor light. C. Had a warm bright light like a tiny candle. D. Gave out such a lovely warmth. And the correct answer for this question is had a warm bright light like a tiny candle. Question number 23. When the little match girl lit the second match, she saw dash. A. The most beautiful Christmas tree. B. A great island stub. C. A New Year's Eve feast. D. Her grandmother the only one who had ever been good to her. And the correct answer for this question is C, a New Year's Eve feast. Question number 24. When the match went out, the lights on the Christmas tree dash. A. Shone even brighter. B. Rose steadily into the air. C. Rose higher and higher, turning into bright stars. D. Streaked across the sky. And the correct answer for this question is C. Rose higher and higher, turning into bright stars. Question number 25. The little match girl lit the whole bundle of matches. Dash. A. To keep her grandmother with her. B. As she was freezing to death. C. So that she could go with her grandmother. D. To light up their path to heaven. And the correct answer for this question is A. To keep her grandmother with her. Read the following extract from the short story, The Blue Bean, and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given below. 5 sub-questions from this particular extract. The extract reads, The Gujars were junglis, as Sibia was too, born and bred in the forest. For countless centuries, their forebears had lived like this, getting their living from animals, from grass and trees, as they scratched their food together and stored their substance in large herds and silver jewelry. Question number 26. In your opinion, this would have caught Sibia's attention the most as she went past the Gujar encampment. A. The big brass gurra a Gujar lady was clinking with a stick. B. The tight trousers that the Gujar ladies wore, which were wrinkled at the end. C. Their buffaloes with their great wet noses and moving jaws and gaunt black bones. D. The large silver earrings made out of melted rupees that they wore. And the correct answer for this question is B. The large silver earrings made out of melted rupees that they wore. Because Sibia was fond of jelly. Question 27. The crocodile once hatched had lived by his brainless craft and ferocity. A. Catching the food he needed and storing it in holes in the river banks. B. Using his tail as a flail to knock out his victims. C. Escaping the birds of prey and the great carnivorous fishes. D. Preying on the weak, the deer, and monkeys in the area. And the correct answer for this question is C. Escaping the birds of prey and the great carnivorous fishes. Question number 28. The crocodile didn't attack Sibia and the other women while they were crossing over the stepping stones on their way to cut the grass as dash. A. There were too many of them. B. It wasn't hungry yet. C. It was waiting for the Gujar woman. D. It was frightened by their quarreling noise. And the correct answer for this question is It was frightened by their quarreling noise. Question number 29. The timber log that the Gujar woman clutched onto for dear life had dash. A. Got stuck around the stones while being floated to the sawmill. B. Been floated up to the sawmill from the forests further down. C. Stopped moving due to the shallowness of the river at that time of the year. D. Got jammed between two boulders, nearly squashing her to death. And the correct answer for this question is A. Got stuck around the stones while being floated to the sawmill. Question number 30. CBR's first reaction on witnessing the Gujar woman being attacked by the crocodile. A. CBR became paralyzed with fear. B. Adrenaline made her spring into action. C. CBR came on wings to the rescue of the Gujar woman in one moment. D. CBR lamented over the loss of the two good vessels that bobbed away on the current. And the correct answer for this question is D. CBR lamented over the loss of the two good vessels that bobbed away on the current. Now read the following extract from the poem I Know Why the Caged Bird Sings and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate response from the choices given. 5 sub-questions to be answered, and the extract is The caged bird sings with a fearful trill. Question number 31. The caged bird's cage is narrow. A. Enabling it to stalk angrily about. B. Restricting his view and movement. C. Limiting the reach of its voice. D. Ending all possibilities of escape. And the correct answer for this question is B. Restricting his view and movement. Question number 32. The word fearful trill gives us the image of dash. A. Caged bird shuddering in fear. B. Caged bird's heart beating rhythmically in fear. C. Caged bird's voice quivering with fear. D. Caged bird tingling with fear. And the correct answer for this question is C. Caged bird's voice quivering with fear. Question 33. The caged bird sings with a fearful trill as it is dash. A. Singing a sad song. B. Singing about things it hasn't yet seen. C. Caged and restricted. D. Scared and uncertain of achieving freedom in the future. And the correct answer for this question is D. Scared and uncertain of achieving freedom in the future. Question number 34. In contrast, the free bird has the audacity to dash. A. Immerse its wings in the orange sun rays. B. Pick out its meal of fatworms on the dawn bright lawn. C. Claim the sky as its own. D. Choose and change its flight from the air current to the warm trade winds. And the correct answer for this question is claim the sky as its own sea. Question number 35. The caged bird stands on the grave of dreams. Signifies that dash. A. Its dreams will be fulfilled. B. Its dreams will never materialize. C. There is still hope for it to obtain its freedom. D. Its dreams have become grave nightmares. And the correct answer for this question is B. Its dreams will never materialize. Read the following extract from the poem The Patriot and answer the questions that follow by choosing the most appropriate answer from the choices given. 5 sub-questions to be answered, and the extract is, and see my harvest, what I reap. This very day, now a year is run. Question number 36. The poem is an example of dash. A. A dramatic monologue. B. A dialogue. C. A lyrical poem. D. A ballet. And the correct answer for this question is A. A dramatic monologue. Question number 37. In the year that has run, the patriot dash A. has basked in his people's adulation. B. was burnt while leaping for the sun. C. has tried to do his utmost for the welfare of his people. D. has waged unnecessary wars. And the correct answer for this question is C. has tried to do his utmost for the welfare of his people. Question number 38. The patriot's harvest represents the dash. A. Warm, loving welcome of the people. B. Compensation given to him by his people. C. Son which his people were ready to give him. D. Death sentence bestowed on him by his people. And the correct answer for this question is D. Death sentence bestowed on him by his people. Question number 39. As the patriot is walking to reap his harvest, the falling rain represents dash. A. The cleansing of his crimes. B. The absolution of all the accusations flung at him. C. The forgiveness of his misdeeds. D. His utter sadness and disappointment in his loving friends. And the correct answer for this question is B. The absolution of all the accusations flung at him. Question number 40. The patriot's prime feeling towards his harvest was one of dash. A. Relief to leave his ungrateful people. B. Fear to meet his end. C. Triumph at his selfless efforts. D. Safety in God's arms on his death. And the correct answer for this question is D. Safety in God's arms on his death. So friends, we have solved the 6th paper on English Literature, 10th Standard ICSE. We are planning to solve few more. Stay hooked on to this channel. Please hang on so that you can get more practice for the coming board exams. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing the channel as well as hitting the bell icon. If you haven't watched the earlier videos, kindly go to the live session, or rather you go to the content, the playlist. You will get to see the live streaming which was being done earlier on different topics and the different papers solved, so that you get a good practice. Thank you so much.